Whether he turns in or turns out, I don't really care at the first. Now, did you see when the horse did turn? Did you watch my body or what I did to reward the horse? I stopped moving my feet for just a second. Right now I'm pushing the horse. I'm pushing it by, I'm looking at its tail, and my body is just pushing that horse along, pushing that horse along. I'm being consistent. I'm keeping my shoulders right on this body. Ask for another turn. Good. Stop for the reward. Good. Again, I'm at its tail. I'm pushing the horse, pushing the horse. Good. And I stopped because I corrected the mistake. Right away, I corrected the mistake. I didn't wait for 3 or 4 panels later. I corrected the mistake right when it happened. And another turn. Good. Stop my feet. Take the rope down. That's the reward. Every time I give this horse a reward, the horse says, oh, I'm okay. I know what I'm doing. If the horse makes a mistake, I don't stop my feet. In fact, I get a little more excited. I move a little quicker. This horse is cheating on me a little bit. It's coming into the center. And I don't really mind that this horse is doing it that much, because he's a pretty quiet horse. He's a pretty nice horse. I'm not too concerned about him getting a little too close to me and reaching out and giving me a little playful kick. Because horses play rough. And there's got to be an establishment between horse play and people play. I will never let a horse kick at me, bite at me, or strike at me. If they do that, they are going to find somebody really, really pissed off. All right, so we've got a few outside turns. All right, I'm just going to let the horse have a little break, walk away from it. It'll probably turn and face me and watch me a little bit. I'm not sure. The horse is doing that.
Right on cue.
All right, that's good. That's all right. He wants to be a part of my herd. Hey, that's enough. Back up. Good. He wants to be part of the herd. He's coming in and saying, are we done yet? You know, I just want to be buddies. Scratch me a little bit. We're not done yet. And a young horse I don't know very well, I probably wouldn't stop right here. I would probably continue going. This isn't really a show of teaching you guys how to round pen horses. I'm just showing you, how I start a horse, what I look for. I'm going to ask for some inside turns. Like I say, I've never worked with this horse yet, and so we're going to see. Good. I stop my feet. It's exactly what I wanted. Good job, Paul. And ask for another inside turn. Good. Keep your feet moving. I look in the direction I want him to go. Get him to go. This is communication, and this is communication through body language. I'm at a distance from the horse. I'm at a safe distance. He's at a distance that he's comfortable. A fearful horse, this is great for a fearful horse because he can communicate with me, and he's not that close to me. Oops, that's a mistake. Get him to turn around again and correct the mistake. Good. The quicker I can correct the mistake, the quicker the horse understands. If I let that mistake go on and go on, it becomes difficult because that horse starts wondering, hey, who's in charge here? Maybe I can be in charge. Okay. Oh, come on. Inside. Good. All right, after we get all the inside turns and stuff all worked out, I'm just going to back up here. After we do all the inside turns, First is the outside turn, then is the inside turn. After they get really comfortable with that, then I go to combining exercises, which means an outside turn followed by an inside turn. I actually start to dance with the horse. The communication becomes very fluid. That horse is consistently looking at me, wondering, watching, and following me. A good dance partner is just smooth and steady, and you just flow around the room together, and the two of you look like you're just connected. And that's how I get my horse to be when I'm in the round pen with him. That's fluid communication. That's what I look for at this point. After I get that, then I ask the horse to come in to the center. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to show you that because the horse just kind of comes in automatically. And that's fine. But what I would do is I would stop the horse somewhere that I decide to stop the horse. And then I would start to kiss to it. That's how I do it. And the horse, when he looks at me, I stop kissing. And I get the horse to look at me again. And he looks at me and I stop kissing. If I do that enough, pretty soon that horse takes a step to me. And then I'll even back up. I'll say, good boy. And I take a step back. And pretty soon I get this horse coaxed into following me around the round pen. Wherever I go, that horse is going to be in my back pocket following me around. Because it wants to be my buddy. It wants to be in my herd.
It's biting you back.
Yeah, you bite me, we're going to have a difference of opinion. Come here. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't kiss very much.
Oh, burn.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. Yeah. Hey. So I get the horse into the center of the round pen, say, good job. You're safe here. This is your safe zone. As long as you hang out here with me and let me do the things I want you to do, you can be in the center with me. But if that horse gets scared of me putting that saddle on him and going around his chest and decides, I don't want to be here anymore, that's fine. Go to the outside of the pen, but we're going to go back to work. We're going to do some more outside turns. We're going to spend some time working a little bit more because you're not quite comfortable with me yet. Bring him back into the center and then start over. Get him comfortable with putting my arms around him, getting that saddle put around him. Now I start working on the little things, getting that horse to take a step with his front shoulder. Good. As soon as that horse takes a step, I release my pressure. Good. And then the rear hip. Good. Moving the front hip, moving the rear hip. There are lots and lots of different ways of training horses. You'll see people with just all sorts of different ideas, but it all boils down to the same thing. When you look at it, in really small segments, we all do the same thing. It's just our style is a little different. And you can't teach anybody's style. That is something you develop. You can teach them the basics and let them build their own style. All right, so after I do this, I'm going to walk over and I'm going to get my equipment. If the horse is afraid of the saddle, I've taught it already to follow me around. And by the horse starting to follow me around with this scary saddle, it builds its confidence. It becomes stronger than the scary object. If there was a plastic bag, I'd want that horse to chase the bag around. Move toward the bag. That overcomes their fear of the bag or the saddle or whatever it might be. You're not too afraid of nothing, are you? I just flipped it on because I knew he was going to be okay. The horse that was scared of this, I might come up and just touch them on the front shoulder and step back. Come back up to them, touch them on the shoulder a little bit back further, and step away. Every time I step away from them, that's a reward. That calms the horse down. Put the saddle on, put the pad on. I always like to give him a little bear hug. That kind of imitates that saddle being put on. Good. Anything you do on the left side, you should come over and do on the right side. Horses don't learn one thing from one side and transfer it to the other. They just don't. The old cowboy horses, you know, you go to get on the saddle and you put your foot in there and you swing over and you ride. It's the greatest horse you've ever ridden in your life, and you bring him home and somebody else goes to get on him. He goes to the right side of the horse and steps in, and that horse just starts bucking like crazy. Well, maybe nobody's ever got on the horse from that side. So it's never learned to accept that pressure that way. And he's nervous about it. So I do things equally. I do just as much work on this side as I do on